Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Prime Tickets presents the Dodgers as they take on the Atlanta Braves. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Sunday to you, wherever you may be. Dodgers and Braves concluding a 4-game series. Atlanta has won 2 out of 3. Last year, the Braves beat the Dodgers 4 out of 7, but even after today, they won't be finished. The Dodgers go to Atlanta for a 4-game series in August. The pitching today, John Eli for the Dodgers with a record of 3-2, and young John figures to have his hands full against the Braves. They will counter with the veteran Tim Hudson, a 20-game winner when he pitched for the Oakland A's. Game is important in the standings. The Dodgers, as you know, half a game behind the San Diego Padres, and for the Braves, they're 2 in front of Philadelphia. And San Diego and Philadelphia are playing today. We'll get to the ball game. We'll have it all coming up for you right after this.
Some time in the shade. It's 85 degrees. Here's our Lexus pursuing perfection. It's today's starting pitcher, hard-throwing right-hander John Eli.
Yeah, Eli, you know, the key to his success is throwing the ball over the plate. He's had just 8 walks all season to go along with his 37 strikeouts. Good change of pace. Got a good change-up. He'll throw the ball to all 4 quadrants of the strike zone. He's been very, very impressive so far this season for the Dodgers.
Jim Watson, Steve Lyons in center field. April 28th, his debut for John Eli against the Mets. He allows 5 runs. Afterwards, Joe Torre said, but I was impressed because the kid hung in there, he battled, and he chewed up some innings. And now Torrey was right because 6 straight games for Eli, he's allowed 2 runs or less.
Yeah, he's not afraid to throw the ball over the plate, and it seems like right now they're talking about Rookie of the Year. Of course, Jason Hayward in the place, 1 for 12 in this series. Hasn't done anything to really hurt his chances. He's got 10 home runs and 38 RBIs, but he had all the hype out of spring training, so everyone's already handing it to him. What about guys like Eli, who's got a lot of time now after bursting onto the scene, and a guy like Mike Leake in Cincinnati who's 5-0? Nobody talks about the pitchers. It seems like Rookie of the Year is all about the offense so far this year.
Tim Hudson goes for Atlanta, and Tim Hudson is looking to win his 6th straight decision. So it's Hudson against Eli. Viva Los Dodgers Day as we celebrate the life of Jose Lima. In fact, today in the 7th inning, an encore presentation of Lima singing God Bless America.
Average of 367. Go to Shakey's.com/trivia. By AT&T. TV, high-speed internet, home phone, and wireless. Visit ATT.com or call 1-800-PIC-ATT for details. And by Southwest Airlines. Go to Southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Sunday afternoon to you, wherever you may be. Dodgers and Braves at it again for the 4th time. Atlanta has won 2 of the 3. The Dodgers battling for a split. And at the same time, back east, Philadelphia and San Diego going around, the outcome of which will affect both teams here today. For the Dodgers, a 19-10 home record, which is excellent. However, the Braves have a little bit better at home, and the next time these 2 teams meet will be a 4-game series in Atlanta. A nice touch before the start of the game when the Braves lineup was brought up, and we'll show it to you in a little while. Martin Prado leads off at second base, and then Omar Infante at third, Jason Hayward in right, and Brian McCann the catcher, Troy Gloss at first, Eric Hinsky in left, Yunel Escobar is the shortstop, Melky Cabrera in center field, and Tim Hudson, a 20-game winner with Oakland, on the mound. The lineup cards were brought up to home plate. 2 of the finest managers the game has ever known, Bobby Cox and they've been together. It'll be Prado, Infante, and Hayward in that order. And young John Eli on the mound with a record of 3-2. Prado, league's leading hitter at 324, has a 10-game hitting streak. And Eli ready to make his first pitch. Over the top fastball for a strike. All of the Braves are on the railing. They want to see this young kid. They've heard about him. No home runs allowed, 46 innings. So John looks down and comes right back 0-1. Off speed in for a strike with the curve. So he's shown him the fastball and the curve, and the count's 0-2. Prado hitting .324 with 4 home runs, 27 runs batted in, fouls a pitch away. With Eli, you have to be ready. 37 strikeouts. He has only walked 8 in 46 innings. So he's usually around the plate, which makes it a little interesting when you are around the plate as much as Eli is and has been. You expect him to give up some home runs, if not a lot. A ball grounded to the right side in the hole, and DeWitt comes over to make a sliding stop, and he can't make a play. So Prado bounces one to the right side for a base hit, and that will extend his hitting streak to 11, and it'll bring up Omar Infante. So Prado singles, Infante the hitter. The Braves, as you know, had a 9-game losing streak early in the year. Then they came back and had a 9-game winning streak. And that reminds you shades of 1982. Infante hitting .307. A home run, 13 runs batted in. He's bothered by a very sore right ring finger. You had to have a cortisone shot. It's the same finger and pretty much the same problem that has sidelined Chipper Jones. So Infante, right-hand hitter. Prado off the bag at first. Eli delivers, and the pitch is high. Ball 1. 1-0. Don't forget, the St. Louis Cardinals will be in here starting tomorrow night. Prospects of another wonderful series. 3 night games. Dodgers will see Walters, Carpenter, and Wainwright. Doesn't get too much tougher than that. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way to Infante. Eli delivers a bunt, foul back off to the right. 1-1 the count. E.J. Ellis unable to get under it. The Braves like to bunt. They bunt a great deal. They are first in the rate of success in sacrifices, and they had a key sacrifice last night by Prado. Their rate of success is better than 15% than the National League average. They're also first in sacrifice hits, the third in sacrifice attempts. So Bobby likes to bunt. The 1-1 pitch on the way inside, driving Infante off the base, and the count 2-1. On deck, Jason Hayward. So John Eli planting the right foot on the rubber. His strikeout high is 8. His most pitches in a game, the very first one against the Mets when he made 116. John straightens up. Another look over at Prado. The pitch to Infante is stroked into left field for a base hit. So the top of the lineup makes noise immediately. Prado an infield single. Infante a soft line drive single. And now Hayward, McCann, and Gloss coming up in that order. Young Jason Hayward, 20 years old, had a slice of humble pie the other night when he struck out 5 times. Before that, he was 0 for 3, and he came back last night with 1 hit in 4 at-bats. So Hayward batting .274. Left-hand hitter swings, doesn't get it, and the count 0-1. 10 home runs, 38 runs batted in. We mentioned it last night. You might have missed it. It is not just a number. When Jason Hayward came to the big leagues, he requested the Braves give him number 22. Here's the strike 1 pitch, swung on and missed, 0-2. The 22 is to remind him of his closest pal who was on a championship high school team with him. And the young fellow was killed in an automobile accident, and Jason wears his number. 0-2 the count to Hayward. Here comes Eli, high and away, ball 1. When you're high and away, you are high and away because Hayward is 6'4". Big left-hand batter waiting. Eli with 2 on and nobody out. Now straightens up. And the right-handed 1-2 pitch to Hayward, very high. That brought Ellis out of his crouch. 2-2 the count. In looking at Hayward's work so far this year, 34 walks and 45 strikeouts. But he has 10 home runs, 38 runs batted in. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way, and that's up. Ball 3. So obviously trying to keep the ball up in the strike zone, but he's been unable to do it. 3-2, nobody out. Brian McCann, another left-hand hitter on deck. Out of a stretch goes Eli. 3-2 pitch, fastball fouled away. That fastball down and a little bit away. So still 3-2. We mentioned it too the other day. In a 4-game series you repeat, but Jason Hayward, when he was like 14 years old, he would play 200 games a year at 14. The 3-2 pitch, runners hold, fastball fouled away again. At 6'4" and 220, he'll be 21 the 9th of August out of McDonough, Georgia. But a remarkable story of a youngster who was totally dedicated to play baseball. The Braves began scouting him when he was 11, and he hits a high drive into right center, but it's playable. Kemp is there for the catch, tagging Prado to move over to third. So Hayward, a long fly ball for the out, and with runners at first and third and 1 out, the batter will be the left-hand hitting catcher Brian McCann. So Jason moves a man along a notch, and now here's McCann. McCann had a key double last night in the 7th inning. He had a big night. He knocked in a run while grounding into a force play. He doubled in 2, and then he singled in 1. So McCann last night, 4 RBIs to give him 22 for the year, 5 home runs, and a .255 batting average. The biggest home run hitting catcher in the National League the last few years. He takes ball 1. Over the last 4 years, McCann has hit 86 home runs. Benji Molina 74, Jorge Posada 68, and Miguel Olivo 67. So Brian waiting with runners at first and third and 1 out. He hits a ground ball to the right side. The feed to Furcal. He will double clutch and throw him out for the double play. So Brian McCann, a 4-6-3 double play. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left. The end of half an inning, no score. Here's the Dodger lineup. Rafael Furcal, followed by Jamie Carroll and Andre Ethier. Then you have James Loney and Matt Kemp. Garrett Anderson makes a start in left field. Blake DeWitt will be at second base. A.J. Ellis behind the plate. And John Eli on the mound. On the mound for the Braves is Tim Hudson. And Hudson, who was a remarkable pitcher with Oakland, he won 20 10 years ago, came right back the next year and won 18. And he was winning in double figures for years. And then up jumped the devil. He had the Tommy John surgery in 08. His first pitch for call is low, ball one. And Tim Hudson says now, right at this minute, he feels like he did in his best days with Oakland. Well, it's reflected in his figures. He's 6-1. The 1-0 pitch is low, ball two, 2-0. A couple of other notes about Tim Hudson. On the road this year, he is 3-0, and against the National League West in his career, 21-8. He's been with the Braves since 2005. Furcal takes way off the plate, ball 3-0 the count. Rafael hitting .294, 12 RBIs, and Hudson behind 3-0. Right-hander ready, and his 3-0 pitch in there. Hudson is 6'1", looks taller, I think, because he's so skinny. He's maybe 170 pounds. So 3-1 the count to Rafael Furcal. Hudson right back with a pitch hit in the air to right field. Hayward moving to his left. Playable all the way. And Jason reaches up and makes the catch. One away. That'll bring up J.D. Carroll.
Number 14.
In talking about Tim Hudson and the fact he's skinny at 6'1", maybe 170, maybe he's put on 10 pounds or so. But because he was so lean, he grew up along the Alabama-Georgia state line, became an All-American at Auburn, but a lot of people thought he was too thin, couldn't make it in the big leagues. Right-handed deals, and the first pitch to Carroll in for a strike on one. Of course, his mom tells the story when he was a little leaguer, and it was a bad game for his team, and the coach told his mother, we're going to put Tim in as a pitcher. The next one inside 1-1. And his mom said, well, my son isn't a pitcher. And the coach said, well, he has to be today. Tim went to the mound, and as the story goes, he walked everybody in sight. A typical Little League game. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Jamie, and that's high, ball two. And when the game was over, the naivete of an 8-year-old, he said to his mom, didn't I do well? And his mom said, oh, you were just great, son. And in her mind saying, one thing I know, he'll never grow up to be a pitcher. The fastball is high and then dips in for a strike. But he did grow up, and he not only became a pitcher, he became a 20-game winner from the sandlots of the Little League. How'd I do, Mom? You're doing great, Tim. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jamie Carroll. Hudson works from the first base side of the rubber, and there's a soft one-hopper to the right side. Easy play for Prado to throw out Carroll. 2 down in the first inning. And the batter will be Andre Ethier. Typical Andre Ethier last night, hurting that little finger on his right hand as he went sliding into the wall in foul ground trying to catch a foul ball. Another great effort for him. He's in good shape. He really is hitting well, but in tough luck. And he doesn't get the first pitch with a big hard swing, 0-1. Last night they walked him twice. He had a scoring fly ball and a stolen base. Game before he had a scoring fly ball and a double. He has 40 RBIs. Strike one pitch is rolled back at first. Up with it there is Gloss, takes it to the bag, and the Dodgers tiptoe through the first inning. And at the end of an inning, no score. intrusion, but I think we've been friends long enough, you'll understand. Today, to me, is a far more important day than a baseball game. It is extremely important for those of us who have lived through it to make sure the kids in the country are extremely aware of it and what took place on this day, June the 6th, 1944. Oh, yeah, you could just sum it up and say, oh, sure, Allied forces invaded Normandy. There is so much more as Troy Gloss checks in. Eli's pitch, fastball inside, ball one. First of all, D-Day, the D in front of day doesn't mean anything. It just meant the day of a military operation. The 1-0 pitch on the way outside. And it used to be D-Day for any military operation, but as the years have gone by, when you say D-Day, they're talking about this day in 1944. The 2-0 pitch fouled away. It actually had two names. It was Operation Overlord and Operation Neptune. Overlord was the complete plan. Neptune was the assault phase. The 2-1 pitch to Troy Gloss, waved at him, missed 2-2. Now, before they could invade, they had to supposedly soften up the area. In April and May, Allied air forces lost 12,000 men and over 2,000 airplanes just trying to get things ready for the invasion. 2-2, Gloss takes inside, ball three. And then the day came, June the 6th, 1944. There were 5 beaches involved in that, I think it was the Cotaine Peninsula. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and Gloss swings and misses and strikes out. One away. Basically, the Canadians had 3 beaches. They had Sword, Gold, and Juno. And the United States forces had 2 beaches, Utah and Omaha. And of all 5 beaches, without a doubt, the bloodiest was Omaha. Now, while the ground forces were going on, again, there were huge battles in the air. And there were over 15,000 killed, Allied, in the battle in the air. The 1-0 pitch inside to Eric Hinsky, who's hitting .323, 2-0 to count. When D-Day finally concluded, when you include all of the people involved, the enemy, the Germans, and the Allied forces, and the pitch to Hinsky inside, 425,000 men were killed. As far as casualties are concerned, well, I shouldn't say just killed. The 3-0 pitch, that's high, ball 4. That included dead, wounded, and missing in action. For the United States, on D-Day, there were 2,500 Americans killed, about several thousand seriously wounded and MIA. And what is left of that gray day, if we don't talk about it, if we don't convince the kids to take a moment and realize the unbelievable sacrifice that was made on this day, we would be really guilty. The pitch of the plate is whacked to center. Kemp has a play, and Matt makes the catch, and Hinsky goes back to first base. Well, I tell you what, if you're like Boyd Robertson and you make a trip over to Normandy, there are 27 cemeteries from Normandy straight up towards Belgium. There are 77,000 Germans buried along the way. 9,300 Americans have left themselves over there. 70,000 Britons, over 5,000 Canadians, and another 650 Polish soldiers. That's what they did, and that's what happened on this day. The pitch of the play, ground ball by the diving Carroll into left field. So Melky Cabrera a single, and that'll bring up Chin Hudson. So anyway, I realize it's an intrusion. Maybe you don't want to hear about something negative, but that's not negative. Anytime we talk about a sacrifice in baseball, you can just about break down and laugh. The sacrifices that were made on this day in 1944, heartbreaking, but at the same time inspiration. So if you have children, please don't let the day go by. 1944 D-Day, the invasion of Western Europe. Okay, let's get to the ball game. Here's Hudson, 2 out, 2 on. No score, second inning. Eli at the belt, ready and deals and gets it in there for a strike. Hudson, not a bad hitter. In fact, a pretty good hitting pitcher. He has 8 hits, 2 RBIs, and he has struck out less than 20% of the time. Right-hand batter. The strike one pitch coming up from John Eli is in there again. Another fastball at the knees. 0-2 the count. So Eli's had to work out of the stretch. He gave up 2 hits with nobody out in the first inning and got out of it. 2 on, 2 out here in the second, and trying to use Hudson as an escape hatch. Strike 2 pitch, foul back to the screen. 0-2. No runs, 3 hits for Atlanta, nothing across for the Dodgers. Of course, the Dodgers last night puffed and they puffed. They had 7 hits, a hit, batter, a walk in the first 3 innings, and produced 2, and eventually paid for it. Strike 2 pitch in the dirt, blocked nicely by Ellis. 1-2 the count. Temperature on this splendid Sunday, 80 degrees. A.J. Ellis in a crouch behind the plate, wigwagging some signs out to John Eli. Hinsky at second, Cabrera at first, 2 out. 1-2 pitch to Hudson, a big bouncer wide at third, the quick play to second, and that's that. So no runs, a hit, a walk, and 2 left, and at the end of an inning and a half, no score. Teams today. That's occurring in Philadelphia, and they're in the top of the 9th inning. San Diego 5 and the Phillies 5. It's a Viva Los Dodgers day here at Dodger Stadium. A very touching tribute to the late Jose Lima. They played the tape of that wonderful afternoon when Jose sang the national anthem years ago. And I'll tell you, sitting up here looking down, especially at the Braves players, and especially the Latin Braves players, they were transfixed. And when Jose finished and it went off the screen, they didn't move. It looked as if there were at least 7 of them that looked like they were deep in prayer. And it took, I would say, good 30 seconds after Lima had concluded before they loosened up and went back to throwing the baseball. Loney hitting .282, has a look at a pitch down, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. James, 4 home runs, 33 runs batted in. Tim Hudson from the first base side of the rubber, And the 1-1 pitch, Loney hits a one-hopper to the right side. Prado backs up for a hop and throws him out. One away. The batter now will be Matt Kemp.
Number 27, Matt Kemp.
Matt Kemp last night had one hit, a triple, scored on Ethier's fly ball. So he went 1 for 5, striking out twice. The game before, he had a base hit and a scoring fly ball to go 1 for 3. And the game before that, he went 0 for 3 with a walk. So Kemp climbs in, 1 out. Hitting back of him is Garrett Anderson, and Hudson ready, and the tall right-hander delivers low and away, ball 1. In looking at Hudson's numbers, he has walked 27 and he has struck out 33. That's a little odd. That means he's fighting his control, and yet he's 6-1. Kemp fouls a pitch away upstairs off to the right. So Tim Hudson, 6 wins, 1 loss. From what I understand, he used to throw a splitter, and of course with a splitter you take the index finger and the middle finger, spread them as far as you can, and kind of hold the ball in between the fingertips. The 1-1 pitch is low and inside, and what he has done is, instead of spreading those 2 fingers, he's brought them much closer to each other, and apparently it has really paid off. Chip Carey, the fine broadcaster for the Braves, told us about that. 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed. They'll mat up there, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hudson married, a father, and to celebrate the birth of children, he has some tattoos on his arm. The 2-2 pitch from Tim is taken, strike 3 called on the inside corner. Kemp isn't very happy about it, looking at his body language, but he doesn't say anything.
Number 9.
That will be strikeout number 1 for Hudson. And it will bring up Garrett Anderson. And of course, Anderson faced Hudson a lot in the American League. And Garrett hitting .294 with 20 hits and 3 home runs against Hudson. So it's one of those, oh, hi, Tim, hi, Garrett. Here we go again. And Hudson ready and delivers, drops it a little low, ball 1, 1-0. Anderson, 1 home run, 8 RBIs, hitting .151. Hudson comes right back, and the 1-0 pitch on the way. Garrett pulls it on the ground wide of first, dropped by Gloss, but he feeds his pitcher coming over, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. So they're still standing around out there on the infield. Is there anything wrong? bottom half of the second. Every now and then you'll see an individual player who forgets how many outs there are. Remember John Eli running off the field his last time when it was only 2 out. But collectively, there were 9 sheep standing out on the field wearing Atlanta Brave uniforms. Not one of them knew it was the 3rd out, and they kept looking at each other. But you know what I think happened, really? It's a day game on a Sunday after a long night game. And that's part of it. If you're going to see that, you'll see it on a Sunday afternoon. All right, it'll be Martin Prado to start it off. That's right. Martin infield single in the first inning. DeWitt did a good job to plug up the hole, but slid and then couldn't get up and make the play. So a 10-game hitting streak. Now 11. And he rolls one up to shortstop for call. Gloves, throws, and gets in. One away. That'll bring up Omar Infante. Infante, kind of a soft line drive single in the first inning. The line drive, I guess, to describe the trajectory. But the big play in the first inning, Brian McCann, the catcher, grounded into a double play. So scoreless in the 3rd, 1 away. 4th game of the series, and the first pitch high, ball 1. Braves have won 2 out of 3. Last year, the Braves won 4 of the 7 meetings. Eli's 1-0 pitch on the way, and that's taken a trifle high, ball 2. We were talking before about the 1982 Braves team. I mean, this team has won 9 and lost 9, but the 1982 team, that was really quite a club. The 2-0 pitch on the way is off the plate. The 1982 started off the year in April by winning 13 straight. And then when August came around, they lost 11 straight. And who was the manager of that team? Not Bobby Cox. Joe Torre. Pitch in for a strike, and they count 3-1. So that 1 year reflects the life of a player and manager, the ups and the downs. 3-1 pitch. Infante grounds it foul right into the Dodger dugout. 3-2 the count. 2 hot teams meeting in this series since the 1st of May, including this series. The Braves are 24-9, and the Dodgers are 23-10. Now the 3-2 pitch, fastball whacked into right center field, base hit. Infante makes a turn, and he's going for 2. Kemp's throw, not in time. So Omar Infante is 2 for 2 as he legs a double to a ball hit to the gap. His 7th double. Kemp cut it off, whirled, and fired it into for call, but not in time. So for Eli, I mean, he's pitching out of the stretch all day ever since Prado opened up the game with a single. Tough play around the bag as Infante's losing his balance but trying to keep his foot anchored on the bag, and he did. So Omar takes his lead. For call is directly behind him. No score in the 3rd. 1 out, and here is Jason Hayward. He has a look at a pitch outside, ball 1, 1-0. I just can't imagine a 14-year-old kid playing 200 games. He did. Not just 1 year either. The 1-0 pitch on the way, and Jason wails on it. Line drive, 1 hopper to Ethier. Here comes Infante to score. So Jason Hayward strokes it into right. And on their 5th hit, the Braves get a run. Line drive single for Jason. And for John Eli, he is struggling. 1 run, 5 hits. He allowed 2 hits in the first inning, 1 hit and a walk in the second inning, and now a double and a single with 1 out in the 3rd for the run. So Hayward's at first, and here's Brian McCann. 1-0 Georgia. Eli set, comes to the left-hand hitter very high, ball 1. That's the thing, Eli. Remember, he is the young pitcher who went through 89 batters without giving up a walk. And he's been pitching behind, and he has walked one so far. The 1-0 pitch on the way, that is off the plate, so he's behind again 2-0. McCann hitting .253, 5 home runs, 22 RBIs. A power hitter who grounded into the double play in the first inning. Catcher swings, doesn't get it. 2-1. Off-speed pitch, and Brian was way out in front of it. Eli 3-2 with an ERA of 2.5. Now John Worlds throws to first. Hayward back on the bag. In the minor leagues, in the so-called Sally League, Hayward stole 15. And at 20, I'm sure a threat to go at any time. The 2-1 pitch is foul back. 2-2. Of course, in order to steal bases, you have to get a jump. In order to get a jump, you have to know the pitchers, and they're all total strangers to Jason. He is 4-3 as far as stolen bases are concerned. 2-2 the count to Brian McCann. Hayward held on by Loney. And the 2-2 pitch very high, ball 3. Well, I remember the great Warren Spahn, who is in the Hall of Fame, and deservedly so, used to say, I'm very lucky if I have all my stuff 70% of the time that I go out to the mound. So if he struggles at least 30%, you can imagine the rest of them. Throw to first, Hayward back to the bag. Let's check McCann one area. McCann has walked 30, struck out 28. Whenever you have a guy who walks more than he strikes out, he's a factor. So there goes Hayward. High pop fly, back to first, down the line, going foul, and back into the stands. Blake DeWitt charging over, but no play. In this day and age, when you see a hitter who walks more than he strikes out, it really gets your attention. So that was the big reason why Bobby ran Jason Hayward. Loney again back on the bag to hold the young right fielder. Eli leans in to get a sign. A.J. Ellis took a quick look over at the Dodger dugout. We'll see if Hayward goes. And Eli holding the ball and backs off the rubber. 3-2 the count to McCann. Eli has gone to a 3-ball count now to 5 of the 13 hitters he has faced. John straightens up. Eli delivers with the runner going, and it's a foul ball outside of first down the line. So that's the confidence that Bobby Cox has, a hitter who makes contact. McCann has grounded into 4 double plays this year. Yunel Escobar leads the club in that unenviable department. He's grounded into 7. All right, Hayward ready to go again with 1 out. Line drive foul into the chairs down the right field line. Off speed pitch, and McCann, who had swung and missed in one earlier in the count, was all over that thing. So again, Hayward walking back to first, looking over at Brian Snitker, the third base coach. Glenn Hubbard coaching at first. Eli at the belt. Hayward goes again, and it is swung on, popped in the air to the left side in foul ground. Coming over is Carroll to make the catch, and holding at first is Jason Hayward. 2 down in the 3rd inning. You know, the only way to see the Dodgers and the Yankees this summer with a Dodger ticket plan. Individual tickets will not be available for this highly anticipated series. Plans start at $12 per seat. So buy today at Dodgers.com or call 866-DODGERS. So here is Troy Glaus. Glaus struck out in the 2nd inning. Troy had a big home run last night. He's got 11 of them with 44 runs batted in. In the second game of the series, he was 0 for 3 with a walk. In the first game of the series, he had an RBI single and a home run. So Eli ready, delivers fastball high. So that's been it so far for the young fella. That first pitch has not been a strike, and we've grown accustomed to seeing just the opposite. Hayward with 2 out should have a pretty good read now on Eli. The 1-0 pitch, and Gloss takes very high, so he's behind 2-0, and out to the mound goes Ellis to try and square him away. For the Dodgers, troublesome thoughts in the dugout. It's 1-0 Atlanta. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for the Braves. Nothing across for the Dodgers in the top of the third. 2 balls and no strikes to Troy Gloss. Waiting on deck, another left-hand hitter, outfielder Eric Hinsky. Here's the 2-0 pitch coming up. Eli at the belt. Here he comes. Fastball for a strike. Fastball up. About letter high. 2-1 to Gloss. Hitting .275. A high percentage of his career base hits have been extra base hits. Something like 45%. 2-1 pitch. Very, very high. I mean, he's not just missing. 3-1 the count. With all of his struggles, he has still only walked 1. But he's right on the edge. Another 3-ball count, his 6th. The 3-1 pitch, Gloss hits a ground ball to Furcal. The long throw to first, plenty of time, and that's the inning. So the double by Infante and the single by Hayward, and the Braves get a run. And at the end of 2 1/2, 1-0 Atlanta. The third in a salute to Bobby Cox, the veteran manager who is retiring this year, and a picture with Bobby and Joe taken before the game, and he just got a round of applause as they put his face up on the Diamond Vision screen. Bobby has won 2,446 games. He had a stretch of 1991 through 05 where he's in the postseason every year. Ground foul from DeWitt. Bobby, I'm sure knowing him well enough over these years, a little embarrassed over the fuss, but he acknowledged it, not by taking a curtain call. That's not Bobby. He's not going to go up the steps and stand out in front of the dugout. Joe, meanwhile, personally takes his hat off to him. So a nice moment for a very, very nice man. who had both knees replaced back about 1991. Strike 2 pitch to Blake DeWitt. Ball 1, 1-2 the count. One of the things I always noticed about Bobby, and we pointed out whenever he goes out on the field in television, he wears spikes. He's a manager, but he wears spikes. It is a statement. He is from the old school. And interesting that Bobby, who was signed by the Dodgers back in 1959 as an infielder, never made it. But Bobby's first game as a manager was against the Dodgers, April the 7th, 1978, and the Dodgers just knocked him around. They beat his Braves team that game 13-4. But boy, did he ever pick up and move on. So we would certainly miss a fellow like Bobby Cox. Asking him about his retirement, he said, well, I'm not going to go away. He said, I'm going to dabble in the minor leagues, things like that. 2-2 pitch inside. Bobby's 69 years old, and so next year he would be 70, and he figures this is the time to do it. The old grape picker out of Selma in the San Joaquin Valley, Bobby Cox. Meanwhile, ball 4 to Blake DeWitt. And A.J. Ellis will be coming up. For Hudson, he had retired 6 in a row and crisply now walks a man. And A.J. Ellis checking in. 1-0 in favor of the Braves in the third. Dodgers have their hands full. They're not only looking at a terrific professional in Tim Hudson, but when the Cardinals come here, they're going to see Chris Carpenter and Adam Wainwright. There goes DeWitt, hit and run, missed at the plate, the throw down, and DeWitt is nailed. The shortstop, Escobar, making the tag on a great throw by Brian McCann. So the Dodgers try to play hit and run, and Ellis fails to make contact, and the play goes 2-6 if you're scoring. It looks safe. Jerry Davis, the veteran umpire out there at second, he's the crew chief. The tag by Unell was actually on the wrong foot. He tagged on the right foot, and the left foot was really on the bag. Ground ball to short, throw to first for the out, so Ellis rolls out. 2 down in the third.
Pitch number 48, John Eli.
And John Eli coming up. So the Braves got away with one there. 1-0 Atlanta in the third. Eli has no hits in 14 at-bats, takes a strike. And in the 14 at-bats, he has struck out 6 times. 0-1. Hudson ready. Back he comes. Fastball chopped up along third. McCann has to hurry and throws too late. A little swigger up along third. They used to call him swinging bunts. Eli swung from the heels and produced a mouse which he can cash in as a base hit. So by the time McCann picked it up, young John beats the throw, and the Dodgers get their first hit. So now Rafael Furcal, who flied to right field, his first at-bat, coming up. 1 run, 5 hits for Atlanta. No runs, 1 hit for the Dodgers. Rafael Furcal, Rookie of the Year 10 years ago for the Atlanta Braves. And for John Eli, his first big league hit. Hudson ready and delivers. Rafael takes off the plate. Ball 1, 1-0. Furcal really a successful hitter from this side of the plate. They tell you he's hitting .291, but hitting left-handed, he's batting .314. 1 ball and no strikes. Hudson ready, comes back away. Ball 2, 2-0. So Tim Hudson leading 1-0 in the third. And Rafael Furcal with 2 out, trying to get something started. Here's the 2-0 pitch on the way. Hudson set. Tim delivers very high with a fastball. Ball 3. Tim Hudson and Rafael Furcal. Furcal has hurt him in the past. 6 for 16. So now bringing it right up to date. 6 for 17. A little below 375. Here's the 3-0 pitch on the way, and Rafael looks at a strike. 3-1. On deck, Jamie Carroll. They're not holding Eli at first. The 3-1 pitch to Furcal, high, ball 4. So had the call at second base gone the Dodgers' way, they'd have something going here. Instead of 2 on with 1 out, they'd have a couple on with just 1 out. So Carroll grounded out in the first inning. And looking at Jamie, you might think of Casey Blake. The word is that Casey took a few swings in batting practice, feels a little better. His back not grabbing him anymore. The pitch to Jamie is inside, ball 1. Joe Torre said if Casey's back stops getting better, then we'll consider a move. And then he added, he still can't pinch hit. So the Dodgers playing shy 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Carroll. 1-0 Braves, 3rd inning. And the next one off the plate, ball 2. 2-0 the count. Waiting his turn on deck, Andre Ethier. Jamie Carroll, of course, had a career in the American League. He is 0 for 5 against Hudson. 2-0 pitch on the way, and that's on the outside corner. Greg Gibson is the plate umpire, been in the big leagues working on 12 years. Born in Ohio, lives in Kentucky, and went to the university. 2-1 the count to Jamie Carroll. Eli at second, Furcal at first, 2 out, and the pitch flared down the right field line into the seats. Jamie Carroll in last night's game hit into a double play, hit into a 4s, had a base hit, struck out, so he went 1 for 4. The game before he had a double and a single, and in the game before that he was 1 for 3. Jamie batting .302. 2 on, 2 out, 1-0 Braves. Tim Hudson ready, and here he comes. Fastball comebacker. And Hudson has it and lobs it over to first. So no runs, an infield single, 2 left, and at the end of 3, 1-0 Atlanta. brought to you by CarMax. Now, more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. By Toyota, get a great deal on Toyota's full line of hybrid and fuel-efficient vehicles at your Toyota dealers today. And by Corona. Fourth inning, the Braves lead the Dodgers 1-0. John Eli struggling with his control. If you looked in the box score right now, you'd see, well, he only walked one, but he's had a half a dozen 3-ball counts. And in the third inning, Omar Infante doubled to right center, and Jason Hayward singled him in, and that's the run. One run, 5 hits for Atlanta. No runs, 1 hit for the Dodgers. A little squibber up along third off the bat of John Eli. So now Eric Hinsky, Yunel Escobar, and Melky Cabrera. So Hinsky ready to check in. When you first saw him in street clothes, you would figure, if you heard he was professional, that he was a football player. He's 6'2", a good 235. And bunts. Charging, Carroll, bare hand throw. Got it. Nice play by Jamie. That's a big league third baseman's play. Hinsky is thrown out on his bunt, 1 away. And the batter is Yunel Escobar. Escobar flied to center in the second inning. So Jamie Carroll making contributions wherever he plays, whenever he plays. And here's Escobar. Yunel, that first name is Y-U-N-E-L. He was born in Havana, Cuba. We're not going to see him for a while, so he can repeat the story. Here in 5 other players and another 30 climbed aboard a 25-foot boat and set out from Havana to defect. They made it to Miami, and that made him subject to the draft, and the Braves had him in the second round in 2005. 1-2. Yunel 6'2", 200. You beat 28. Escobar, 16 RBIs, no home runs, hitting .244. Two and 2. Off the plate. John Eli made 59 pitches coming into the fourth inning and surrenders a base hit to Escobar. So Yunel 1 for 2 with a line drive single to left.
Center fielder, Melky Cabrera.
Yunel had 2 base hits last night. The game before, he had 3 hits, 2 singles and a double. So that's 6 hits. And the game before, he had 2 more. So he's had 8 hits in the series. So he goes on the road pumped up. By the way, on the road for Atlanta means they're heading for Arizona. Ball 1 to Melky Cabrera. The Braves play 20 straight games. In case you wonder, the Players Union will not allow players to play more than 20 consecutive days. And they go the full 20. 14 of the 20 on the road. And that stroke to center. Kemp coming up, makes the catch. And holding on at first is Escobar. So 2 out. So 14 of the 20 on the road. The next stop is Arizona, but they're not finished there. They then finish up in Minnesota. The Dodgers, meanwhile, will have their hands full with the Cardinals Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Dodgers have an off day on Thursday. And next weekend, Mike Scioscia's Angels. And Hudson, it's a high fly ball to left. Cruising over is Garrett Anderson. And that'll be that. So no runs, 1 hit, a man left. And at the end of 3.5 innings, 1-0 Braves. Two California teams are in the state of Pennsylvania. The Padres are in Philadelphia, and the Giants are in Pittsburgh. And the Padres are leading 6-5 over Philadelphia in the bottom of the 10th, while the Giants are leading 6-5 over Pittsburgh, bottom of the 10th. In the 4th inning, Andre Ethier, James Loney, and then Matt Kemp. Strike. Andre hitting .356. In the 5 games since he's been called back, he's hitting just .174 and grounds one to short. Escobar. 1 away. So Ethier, who was blazing hot, and then sidelines for 5. And apparently it's so difficult to pick up where you left off. And the batter now, James Loney, who grounded out in the 2nd inning. Loney hitting .281. He has 4 home runs, 33 runs batted in. He's had 18 multi-hit games. And is he ever consistent? Last year at this time, he was hitting .281. Strike. The Braves run a 1-out double by Omar Infante, who rode home on a single by Jason Hayward, and that's it. And it goes the other way for a base hit to left field. So Loney, who certainly uses the whole ballpark, singles to left. For the Dodgers, their 2nd hit. 2 hits and 2 walks, but no runs. Matt Kemp struck out in the 2nd inning. Loney at first with 1 out. Waiting his turn on deck, Garrett Anderson. That's in there for a strike. 0-1. 1 run, 6 hits for the Braves. No runs, 2 hits for the Dodgers. Fastball, pulled foul. 0-2. Tim Hudson and John Eli. The first place St. Louis Cardinals will be in here tomorrow night to begin a 3-game series. P.J. Walters against Carlos Monasterios Monday night on Prime Ticket. Tuesday night on KCAL, Chris Carpenter 7-1 and Hiroki Kuroda 5-4. Kemp fouls it away down the line. So Carpenter and Kuroda Tuesday night, and then Wednesday, Adam Wainwright and Clayton Kershaw. Carpenter is 7-1, and Wainwright is 8-3, and Wainwright's earned run average is 2. So we'll be looking at some wonderful pitching the next 3 nights. Clayton Kershaw wearing the shades today. Brilliant blue canopy overhead, not a cloud anywhere. 1-2. Tim Hudson trying to win his 7th. He is 6-1. He is 3-0 on the road. And in his career against the National League West, he is 21-8. And that's right into center for a base hit. Stopping at second, trying to draw the throw, but holding on is Loney. So Matt Kemp, a line single to center. 2 on, 1 out, and Garrett Anderson coming up. Anderson grounded out in the 2nd inning. Detroit lost. 1 out, bottom of the 4th, 1-0 Atlanta. So Hudson, a little bit of a jam. Garrett Anderson with over 2,500 hits checking in at the plate. You remember the musical with Peter Lawford and June Allison? That's in the dirt. Where June Allison was trying to teach Peter Lawford to speak French. Oh, it was a marvelous, marvelous moment. The reason I bring that up is the background of Tim Hudson. Hudson was not exactly a Class A student. So a lady named Kim Bruner was assigned to be his tutor. And they wound up getting married and lived happily ever after. Two on, 1 out. Anderson up there, 1 ball and no strikes. And a strike. 1-1. Well, final score: San Diego 6, Philadelphia 5 in 10. Final score: Giants 6, Pittsburgh 5 in 10. 1 ball and 1 strike to Garrett Anderson. On deck, Blake DeWitt. 1-0 Atlanta. That's a little low. Ball 2. 2-1. James Loney at second. Matt Kemp at first. 1 out. 2-1 to Garrett Anderson. Hard ground ball. Nice pick by Gloss, and then pulls the shortstop off the bag, and everybody's safe. So Anderson hit it hard. Gloss made a good pick of the ground ball, but his throw pulls Unell off the bags as he tries to stay on it, and he couldn't do it. So the bases are loaded. The return throw was too late. And we'll wait on the scoring, but the Dodgers have loaded them up with 1 out. It's going to be a fielder's choice, and Troy Gloss charged with the error. So here's Blake DeWitt. He walked in the 3rd inning. 1-0 Braves. Dodgers have loaded them up with 1 out in the 4th, and there's a line drive base hit to center. Charging it is Cabrera, and holding on is Kemp at 3rd. So the 1-run score, the bases are still loaded, and we have a 1-1 tie. So DeWitt, a bullet up the middle, and a run batted in, and everybody moves up 90.
Number 17, A.J. Ellis.
So A.J. Ellis, the young catcher, coming up, and Hudson being roughed up a little bit. But of course, the throwing error by Troy Gloss really upset the apple cart, and DeWitt took advantage of it. So here is Ellis, grounded to short in the 3rd inning. Kemp, Anderson, and DeWitt are all out on the line. Still 1 out in a 1-1 tie. And ball 1. Ellis with a half a dozen runs batted in. He's the boy who was on the road in Colorado, and he had a chance to start that night, so he stayed in Denver while his wife was delivering their first child. Little ground ball, Escobar on the bag, doubles him at first. The amazing thing about Ellis, he watched the birth of his son on a webcam, and we have a 1-1 tie. The opening of the ball game, rather touching. Jose Lima Jr. on the mound and flipping the ball to Manny Ramirez, testimony to his dad. And of course, what the Dodgers were trying to do today was to give Jose Lima Jr. a positive note on which to think about his dad, and hoping to lighten the sorrow just a little bit. So the young Jose, the Dodgers, and the people here in Southern California loved his dad. So into the 5th inning we go, a 1-1 tie. Martin Prado, and then Omar Infante, and then Jason Hayward. 4 hits atop the lineup Prado has an infield single, Infante has 2, Hayward has 1. Off speed and dropped it in there. Big rainbow curve. That curveball was in the 60s. Prado single to the right side. DeWitt plugged up the hole but couldn't make the play. 1-1. By the way, that big slow curveball for a strike, that's the rare first pitch strike that Eli's had. 1-1. And another overhand curveball hit down the left field line and gone. Home run for Martin Prado. So the Dodgers huffed and they puffed and they scored once, and one swing puts the Braves back out on the line. And for Eli, welcome to the club. It's the first home run that he has allowed. For Prado, his 5th. And that puts the Braves back out in front again, 2-1. The ball is rejected by the people in the left field stands. Obviously defective equipment. So Prado gets 5s, puts his club out in front. Infante is singled and doubled coming up. I would think Prado has a tremendous chance of being the all-star second baseman. Ground ball to Furcal, makes the play on Infante.
Right fielder, number 22, Jason Hayward.
1 away. Hayward flied to center and single to right. Braves 2, Dodgers 1. And the 20-year-old right fielder checks in. Ball 1. He looks older than 20. Off the plate. Just looking back to Hayward and opening day for the Braves. Henry Aaron, wearing familiar number 44, threw the ceremonial opening day first pitch to Jason Hayward, who was wearing number 22, of course. Mom and Dad were in the stands. Mom broke down crying to think that he had made it to the big leagues. He also had 64 friends and family members, including his brother and his literature teacher from high school, and the mother of his closest pal. We mentioned the boy who was killed in the automobile accident and why he wears number 22. And then, with all of that, he checks in and hits the first pitch for a home run. Talking about first pitch for a home run, that one goes right down the line, and that's gone. The home run by McCann. So what was 1-1 is 4-1. So McCann, who is certainly a home run hitting catcher, we told you, for the last 4 years, McCann is the number 1 hitting catcher. He has 87. Molina had 74. Posada 68. Olivo 67. And just like that, 4-1 Atlanta. So Eli now has really been welcomed to the club, giving up his first 2 home runs of the year. And here's Troy Glaus. And that's a strike. Oh, and 1 to count. So Prado homer to left, McCann homers to right. 0 and 2 to count to Glaus, trying to muscle up on a high fastball. Troy kind of pulling himself together. He gets settled after that last swing. 4 runs, 8 hits for the Braves. 1 run, 4 hits for the Dodgers. And of course, the Dodgers have been struggling a great deal against Eastern Division teams anyway. They've lost 9 out of 12. Little foul behind the plate. That will be out of play. Lands in fastball alley. 0-2. Braves got a run in the 3rd. Dodgers tied it with a run in the 4th. And McCann and Prado pick up 3 in the 5th. And it is 4-1 Atlanta. Fastball away. Eli had made 69 pitches through 4 innings. He's due to lead off the bottom of the 5th. Turned it around. 2-2. Remember, Billingsley last night in the 2nd inning came awfully close to hitting Gloss. Troy backed out, took his helmet off, looked at the helmet, and promptly bangs one down the left field line. That's a fair ball, and it's loose out there. Waiting for it to come back is Garrett Anderson, and steaming into second base goes Troy Gloss. So Gloss, as we said, I'm going to look it up, but something like 40% of all of his career hits are extra base hits. So with 1 out, a runner at second base, 46% of Gloss's career hits have been extra base hits. That's remarkable, isn't it? 46%. That is the 10th highest in Major League history among players with at least 1,000 hits. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Ramon Troncoso begins to loosen up and hold everything now. Honeycutt going out to talk to young John. A.J. Ellis out there as well. 4 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Braves. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. Padres won and the Giants won, and the Dodgers are in the middle of a sandwich. They began the day a half a game behind San Diego and 2 games in front of the Giants. And remember, starting Monday night, the first place Cardinals come in. I don't know what the Cardinals have done today. We'll check, but they had a 3-game winning streak. And the word is the Cardinals play tonight. But they are coming here starting Monday. And remember, Tuesday and Wednesday, the Dodgers see 2 of the best ones in the game, Chris Carpenter and Adam Wainwright. Eli now way off his mark. He's been struggling since the opening pitches, and he seemed to be getting away with it until the sky falls on him here in the 5th with 2 home runs. 2-1 to Eric Hinsky. Walked, tried to bunt his way aboard. Jamie Carroll made a fine play to get him in the 4th inning. Two and one. Foul back. Final game of the 4-game series. The Cardinals coming in tomorrow, and the Braves, meanwhile, trying to leave, having taken 3 out of 4. Ball 3. The Angels coming in next weekend. They're starting to put things together. They've won 4 straight. They began the day game and a half back at Texas. Foul ball. So still 3-2 the count to Eric Hinsky. Bobby Cox and Joe Torre have faced each other 138 times prior to today, and each has beaten the other 69. That will do it for Eric Hinsky on a changeup way out in front of it. So he goes 0 for 2. And the batter will be Yunel Escobar.
Shortstop, number 19, Yunel Escobar.
Second strikeout for John Eli. But he's given up 4 runs and 9 hits. Big bouncer over the mound. DeWitt in front of the bag and makes the play for the 3rd out. However, the damage was done. Solo home run by Prado. 2-run home run by McCann. It's 4-1 Braves. And open for business. 2 home runs. Prado with the bases empty. McCann with a man aboard. And it is 4-1 Atlanta. Dodgers now feel they can't go any longer with John. It's just not his day. So he comes out after 93 pitches. And Ronnie Belliard will hit for him. Takes a strike. Belliard, who has been a good solid player, but not that much off the bench. He has 4 hits. And pops it up. Behind the plate, McCann. So Belliard fouls out, 1 away. Time now for our trivia question. A chance for you to come up with the answer. National League pitchers in the last 75 years have thrown World Series games 7 shutouts. 2 Dodgers and 1 Brave. Who are they? Here's Rafael Furcal. Furcal flied to right and walked 0 for 1. For John Eli, we knew he was in trouble at the very beginning of the game because he did not have his usual great control. In fact, in 5 innings, young John had 9 3-ball counts. That is certainly not his style. And after allowing just 7 extra base hits in his first 7 start, he gave up 4 extra base hits today. So a former 20-game winner who was very much on his game, Tim Hudson, is leading 4-1 in the 5th. And a drive to right. Back goes Haywood to the track at the wall. And Rafael hits it out. So Hayward went back like he might have a play, and it just cleared the wall easily. So Rafael Furcal, you knew if he was going to hit one, he probably hit it left-handed. That's his first home run of the year. So it cuts the deficit now 4-2. And the batter will be Jamie Carroll. The last home run for Rafael was September the 24th last year. Interesting, he hit it against a left-hander, and he doesn't do much damage as a right-handed batter. He homered against Washington's Ron Vallone. 1-1. Down in the bullpen for the Dodgers, Justin Miller is loosening up. Braves 4, Dodgers 2. That is the 6th home run given up by Tim Hudson. 1-1. Ground ball back at third, off the glove of Infante, no play. I think the ball came up on him a little more than he expected. He appeared slightly startled. Tried to backhand it, went off the heel right there. And it really fooled him and tied him up. So Andre Ethier comes up representing the potential tying run. E5 charged to Omar Infante. And the batter, Ethier, has grounded out twice, 0 for 2. Struggling at the plate since coming back off the DL. And ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. 4-2 Braves. Bottom of the 5th inning. And 1. On deck, James Lone. Line drive by the diving Gloss down in the corner. Hustling around to third is Carroll, and they will hold him on the double by Andre Ethier. The ball was in the hands of Martin Prado just as Carroll was getting to third, so Boa wisely held him up. So the Dodgers now have tying runs at second and third with 1 out. Nice sweet swing by Ethier as usual as he strokes it into the right field corner. So James Loney will be coming up after Ethier chimes in with his 14th double of the year. Remember, Dodgers cashed in the era by Gloss for a run. Now they're trying to cash in the era by Infante for a run. 1 out. And a line drive base hit into center. In comes Carroll. Here comes Ethier to tie it up. 4-4. James Loney got a ball down and really could handle that pitch. He has 35 runs batted in with that line drive single to center. Roger McDowell going out to the mound to try and counsel Tim Hudson. Remember the other night, Esmeralda Valdez balked with a runner at third to end the game. Roger McDowell going back into the Atlanta dugout when he was pitching for the Mets against the Dodgers. McDowell had a balk called and the winning run scored. Roger the Dodger has done a great job, 5 years as the pitching coach for Atlanta. So now Matt Kemp in a 4-4 tie. Loney at first with 1 out. For John Eli, remember, he went the required 5. So 1 minute he went out possibly the losing pitcher. Now he's even and could even steal a win. We'll see. Off speed and in for a strike. 70-mile-an-hour curveball. Oh, and 1 to Matt Kemp, hitting .278, 11 home runs, 32 runs batted in. A little low, 1-1. So Tim Hudson given a 4-1 lead, and it wasn't enough as the Dodgers come back to tie him up. Born in Georgia, lives in Auburn, Alabama. Fastball lifted to center, but playable, although it is certainly carrying in the heat, and a fine catch by Melky Cabrera on the warning track. So when it's warm like this, the ball really carries, and Kemp sends Cabrera to the track for the long out. And the batter now, Garrett Anderson. McCann is very busy looking over and gesturing to the Braves dugout. I don't know if McCann was telling Bobby that Hudson was struggling. He made a gesture of swinging the bat. Eric O'Flaherty, a left-hand hitter, is up in the pen, and you have Anderson followed by DeWitt, yet another left-hand hitter. Fastball fouled away. Anderson grounded to first. Hit a hard ground ball. Troy Gloss made a good pickup of the ball, but then his throw to second was way off the mark for an error, and the Dodgers cashed that in for a run. Garrett with a home run, 8 runs batted in. James Loney over there is one of those runners. He reminds me of Eric Karros. You don't think of him as a base stealer, but if you're not careful, if you're not watching him, he'll steal. And Loney has stolen 7 out of 10. There he goes. Oh, what a jump. Wow. You talk about him doing it. That's embarrassing against a veteran pitcher, Tim Hudson, but that's Loney. I mean, Hudson never looked over there. So Loney has now stolen 8 of 11. And now let's see if Garrett can do anything about getting him home. 4-4. Matching trays. The Braves in the top and the Dodgers in the bottom of the 5th inning. Away. Ball 2. 2-1. Four runs, 9 hits for the Braves. 4 runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers. Heck, we're only in the 5th inning. This thing is just starting. Anderson pulls it right at Troy Gloss, and the big guy takes it to the bag. So the Dodgers get 3, and at the end of 5, a 4-4 tie. There couldn't have been too many laughs. The country was at war. But on this date in 1918, Casey Stengel was coming to the plate at Ebbets Field. Now, he had played for the Dodgers for 6 years. Then he was traded away to Pittsburgh, and now he came back. He was always popular. Crowd gave him an ovation. Casey got in the box. Then he backed out and asked for time. Time was granted. Casey turned to the crowd, took off his cap, and a bird was on his head and flew away. One of the more memorable moments, they tell me, in baseball played anywhere. He was something. Let's go back to this one. Four in the sixth inning. And by the way, Casey went from being a so-called clown, a fellow who had studied to be a left-handed dentist. Yeah, that's right, left-handed dentist. Anyway, Casey in his 25-year managerial career won 10 pennants, 7 World Championships. So 4-4, Justin Miller, and a ground foul off the bat of Melky Cabrera. Four runs, 9 hits for the Braves. 4 runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers. Foul ball in and out of the stand. Hudson had a 20-pitch inning in the fifth, but he has still only made 79 pitches. Eli made 93. Now back. The right-hander Justin Miller. After the Dodger bullpen was somewhat abused last night. Prior to last night, the pen was doing great. They hadn't allowed a run in 22 innings. The opposition batting average was 186, but that was until last night. That's popped up with the call. Gone away. So Hudson will be coming up, hit into a force play and fly to left.
15, Tim Hudson.
So Miller trying to restore order. Hudson's fly ball to left made pretty good contact and certainly looks like a pretty good hitter. One out, sixth inning in a 4-4 tie. Local boy Justin Miller, he's from Torrance. Born, raised, and still lives there. Went to Los Angeles Harbor Junior College and was originally drafted by the Rockies. Slider in the dirt. As we mentioned, Justin Miller is 1/4 Cherokee Indian. And as he said, my family changed their names. I guess a lot of people. They went from Miller, Smith, and Jones because they wanted to fit in. That's kind of sad. I mean, what do you mean fit in? American Indians? We're fitting in. 1-2. Four, sixth inning, final game of the 4-game series. Big bouncer up along third. Carroll makes the play. So with 2 out in the 6th inning, Martin Prado singled in the 1st inning to extend his hitting streak to 11, and in the 5th inning hit a home run to break the 1-1 tie. Then McCann hit one with 1 on. That made it 4-1 Braves, only to have the Dodgers scramble back and tie it up with 3 of their own. Prado, very impressive throughout the series. Oh, and 1. Fastball, fly ball, late start, but Kemp has it on the screen. So a 1-2-3 inning in the 6th. Very easy 1-2-3, and the first time the Braves have been retired 1-2-3, and it's 4-4. in a ballpark that opened up in 1962. The first guy to do it was in the World Series. Frank Howard did it down the left field line, hit the lows, and Jeff Blum of San Diego was the last guy to do it until McCann hits it up there. So 4-4, and here's DeWitt, followed by Ellis and then Miller. Ball one. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Chi Kuo. Two of the three hitters in the seventh inning are left-handed, Hayward and McCann. 2-0 the count. DeWitt walked and singled. Hard ground ball, bad, high, and goes on out into right field. Well, Troy Gloss fortunate he doesn't have to make a trip to the dentist because that thing really exploded. So the Dodgers get a break there. Looks like Troy has the play. He's going to backhand it, and it just jumped right over the glove. So a bad hop single for Blake DeWitt. And the batter now, A.J. Ellis. Manny Ramirez is out on deck. He would bat for Justin Miller. Ellis grounded out, hit into a double play. Now the Braves sacrifice a lot. The Dodgers have 30 sacrifices. Braves have close to 40. Those are the bunts that actually got down. And that's down. And Hudson's only play is to first. So Ellis does his job, gets the bunt down, and that'll wake up the crowd a little as Manny Ramirez will be announced. Manny started last night. He had a single on a double, struck out twice, went 2 for 5. He was 1 for 3 the previous game, and before that 0 for 4. Joe Torre is going out to second base. Let's see about Blake DeWitt. DeWitt had that bad hop single. Ellis got the bunt down, and Blake went to second, but something happened, so he's going to check the wheels. If you wanted to be really salty in the old days, you referred to legs as wheels, eyes were bulbs, etc. Again, DeWitt asked to test it. With 1 out, he's a big runner out there at second base. And apparently DeWitt has satisfied his manager that he is healthy enough to stay in the game.
For attention, please. Pinch hitting for the Dodgers.
And now the announcement on Manny. Going 2 for 5 last night. That was his first multi-hit game since May 11th. He went 20 games. He's hitting right around 200, 208 since coming back from the DL. Ball 1. Now Manny and Hudson in their battles in the American League. Manny hitting 257, 9 for 35 against Hudson. We're 4-4 here. Bottom of the 6th. DeWitt with 1 out. Tiebreaker at second base. Fastball hit down to shortstop. A look over at third, but then Escobar decides to go to first. So Manny a ground ball, 2 out, and Rafael for call. And it's certainly worth looking at. His first home run in September of last year. Figured he'd hit it left-handed. Hayward went to the fence, kind of reached up, but he wasn't even close to a play. And Furcall hit it out. So DeWitt at third with 2 outs. First thing we always do with a runner at third is check the pitcher, and we find that Tim Hudson has 3 wild pitches, so there's pressure on McCann. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. 4-4 in the 6th, and the Cardinals here tomorrow night. Out of the way. 1-1. That's in there. 1-2. Tim Hudson has allowed 4 runs and 8 hits. He's had 2 errors back of him, and the Dodgers have cashed both of them in. 2-2 to Rafael. So Hung-Chi Kuo getting ready in the Dodger bullpen. He'll be pitching to Infante, a right-hand batter, and then Hayward and McCann, each left-handed. 2-2. Fouled off. Rafael hitting .297 overall, but over 300. 1 for 2 today. Came in hitting .317 left-handed. So a far better threat from this side of the plate. And a big bounce of the gloss, and he'll feed Hudson coming over. So the Dodgers lead DeWitt at third. No runs, 1 hit, a man left, and at the end of 6, 4-4. We have quite a ball game going on here at Dodger Stadium. 4-4 in the 7th inning. The Dodgers have used John Eli, Justin Miller, and now they go to Hung-Chi Kuo. Well, we'll make it very interesting for Kuo. He'll go up against a right-hand batter. That's Omar Infante. But then he will face Hayward and McCann, back-to-back left-handers. And this is the interesting point about Quo. Left-hand batters against him this year are 0 for 18. So we shall see. Meanwhile, Tim Hudson, 91 pitches, 13 ground balls, and we move on. 7th inning. Infante, the batter, single a left, double to right center, scored a run. Also committed an error. Ball 1. Omar hitting .316 with a home run and 13 runs batted in. One ball and one strike. Braves scored in the 3rd. Dodgers tied it in the 4th. The Braves came back with 3 in the 5th, and the Dodgers returned the favor with 3 of their own. So it's 4-4 in the 7th. Line to left field, right in his tracks. Garrett Anderson, 1 away. Now let's see about left-handers against Quo. Pretty remarkable at this level. Some of the toughest hitters in the league are left-handed. To have them go 0 for 18. Hung-Chi Quo working now on Hayward. Fly to center, single to right to drive in a gun, and walked and rode home on the home run by McCann. Oh and 1. Hung-Chi Quo is 6'1" and about 240. He'll be 29 the end of July. That's another strike. 0-2. So the 20-year-old Jason Hayward, 1 for 2 today with a run batted in. 10 home runs, 39 RBIs. Fouled away. He's hitting .276, and he's been very consistent. He's hitting .271 against left-handers, .275 against right-handers. 7 of his 10 home runs hit against right-hand pitching. 0-2. Fouled away. For Hayward, he is living up to everything they've talked about because he leads all rookies in the majors in home runs, RBIs, slugging, on-base percentage, walks, extra base hits, used towels. DeWitt plays him out on the grass. Still 0-2. Jason Hayward, 20 years old. Mom and Dad both went to Dartmouth. His dad played basketball at Dartmouth. His uncle played under John Wooden at UCLA. That's Kenny Washington. Minor League Player of the Year last year. The last Brave to win Minor League Player of the Year awards was Andrew Jones. Fastball. But boy, he's up there hacking them every which way. It's at least an 8-pitch at bat. Just imagine, we talked before about Henry Aaron throwing out the first pitch to him. 60 some odd members, friends and family, opening day in Atlanta. He walks up to the plate, first at bat, first swing, 414-foot home run. High fly ball to Matt Kemp. A long out. The Hayward flies to center, 2 down. And now Brian McCann. So left-hand hitters are now 0 for 19 against Quo. McCann hitting .244 against left-hand pitching. An all-star catcher indeed. The power-hitting catcher of all of them for the last 4 years. Ball one. 4 runs, 9 hits for the Braves, 2 errors, thereby hangs a tail. Dodgers 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors. One and one. Little slider at 87. Brian has 6 home runs, 24 runs batted in. He's from Athens, Georgia. That's the home of the university. And still lives there. Hard ground ball. Loney stays with it. So Crow, left-handers are 0 for 20 against him. Now a rather interesting, warm, lovely moment. We'll turn the clock back to 2004. And away just a few days ago on videotape, we'll sing God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains, through the prairie, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Tim Hudson ready to pitch the bottom of the 7th inning in a 4-4 tie. Jamie Carroll, Andre Ethier, and James Loney. Carroll grounded out, hit back to the box, reached on an error by Infante, and scored. Jamie hitting .298. Oh and 1. That's a strike. 0 and 2. Down in the bullpen, loosening up back of Hudson, is the tall left-hander Eric O'Flaherty. Fastball lifted to left field. Hinsky right there. So 1 away on the fly ball to left. Remember the trivia question? We were talking about the fact that 3 National League pitchers in the last 75 years have thrown World Series Game 7 shutouts. 2 Dodgers, 1 Brave. Who are they? Well, certainly the first one, Johnny Padres. The next one, never to be forgotten, Sandy Koufax. And the third, big, tall, right-hander named Lou Burdette. Lou Burdette, by the way, was a very fidgety pitcher. I remember Fred Haney, God rest his soul, said Lou Burdette would make coffee nervous. That was the first time I ever heard that expression. But Burdette had 3 complete game wins against the Yankees in that 1957 series. Fred was the manager. A drive to left. Hinsky to the track and picks it off. So Ethier a long out to left. 2 down in the 7th inning. Hudson and Ethier kind of crossing paths behind the mound. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Jeff Weaver is loosening up, and James Loney coming up. So Weaver, remember, had, as he called it, a hot spot on his finger. Wasn't quite a blister. Remember, they brought him in to relieve, and he couldn't do it. Well, obviously, he's okay. Loney grounded out, singled, scored a run, singled to drive in 2 runs to tie up the game, and then stole second, a career high for him, 8 stolen bases. And ball 1. The manager of the then Milwaukee Braves, Fred Haney. 1-0. Right. If you go way, way back here in Los Angeles, you remember the Hollywood Stars? They were managed by Fred Haney, and one year they worked out at Vero Beach. They wore short pants. Another fly ball to left, so Hudson gets 3 fly balls. Earlier, he had 13 ground ball outs. One way or another, he retires this side. And at the end, it's 7, a 4-4 tie. Rafael Furcal in the bottom of the 5th inning hit his first home run of the year. Dodgers rallied for 3, and we're tied 4-4 going to the 8th. Interesting note on Tim Hudson. In the first 6 innings, the Dodgers had 13 ground balls, and there were 3 fly balls to left field. But in the 7th inning, he made 8 pitches, and all 3 outs were fly balls to left field. Usually, when fatigue enters into a pitcher's game, the ball keeps coming up, and that's when you see the fly balls. He's only struck out 1, but it looks like he's going to be hanging in there to pitch the bottom of the 8th inning. But the top of the 8th, Jeff Weaver will be facing Gloss, Hinsky, and Escobar. Hinsky, left-hand batter. Ball 1. Troy Gloss struck out, grounded out, doubled, committed a throwing error. Gloss has 2 hits in 34 at-bats against Jeff Weaver. Check swing for a strike. And of his 34 at-bats, Gloss has struck out 11 times against Weaver. Troy putting up big numbers. 11 home runs, 44 runs batted in, 277 batting average. He was the National League Player of the Month for May. 1-1. Fastball slapped to right. Ethier is there. 1 out in the 8th inning. And the batter, Eric Hinsky, walked, tried to bunt his way aboard, and Carroll threw him out. And then last time up, struck out. Now Hinsky, direct opposite of Troy Gloss. Gloss not hitting Weaver at all. Hinsky is hitting .400 against him. Eric Hinsky has 10 hits, a home run, and 6 RBIs against Weaver. And ball 1. Paid attendance on a beautiful summer's day. It was 80 degrees when the game started. Paid attendance 37,944. That's a strike. 1-1. Change up. They have changed up on Hinsky throughout the series. Yunel Escobar on deck. Two and 1. They check. No swing, says Mike Mulchinski. Dodgers have Kemp, Anderson, and DeWitt due up in the bottom of the 8th. Hinsky 4 home runs, 22 runs batted in, hitting .316. Little Never back to the box. 2 down. You know, next Sunday the Dodgers wrap up the Freeway Series, a special My Town celebration of Fernando Valenzuela. Fans who sit in Dodger Town, Fernando Valley, will receive a free number 34 t-shirt and enjoy an all-inclusive menu. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/mytown or give us a call, 866-DODGERS. 2 down, 8th inning. Escobar flied to center, single to left, grounded to second. 1 for 3, hitting .247. Ball 1. One and 0. That's in there. Escobar, no home runs, 16 runs batted in. Hitting after him, left-hand batter, but actually switch hitter, Melky Cabrera. 2 and 1. So it's been Eli, Miller, Quo, and now Weaver. Three and one. And he walked him. So with 2 out, Escobar draws the walk, and Melky Cabrera, switch hitter, and he'll hit left-handed
Center fielder
against Jeb Weaver. Escobar is 3 for 3 in stolen bases. So they'll have to keep an eye on him. Cabrera hitting just .229 with a home run and 11 runs batted in. Brooks Conrad, a left-hand hitter, will come out to pinch hit if they can keep the inning alive. Off speed for a strike. Conrad appeared last night as a pinch hitter and singled to center. The game before, he appeared as a pinch hitter and flied to left. So this will be the 3rd time we'll see him if Cabrera extends the inning. 1-1 the count to Melky. For Cabrera, he's one of those fellows people thought he would rule the world in baseball. The Yankees signed him back in 2001. He has 9 infield hits. So he can run. Slap foul down the line. 1-2 to Melky. 25. He'll be 26 the middle of August. A lot of people expected, I don't say greatness, but they certainly expected more from Melky Cabrera when he first signed back in 2001. He's about 5'11" and 170. And when you look back, people like, Dave Winfield, Roberto Clemente, Dwight Evans of the Red Sox, they were up early, and it took them a while, but they eventually really became wonderful players. Well, Melky came up in 2005 with the Yankees, 21 years old, and nothing really happened to compare, let's say, to Evans, Winfield, or Clemente. Al Oliver, another guy. Big bouncer, in fact, line drive, that'll be that. So they leave Escobar, who walked, and we're heading for the bottom of the 8th in a 4-4 tie. tied it 4-4. So the ballpark comes alive here in the bottom of the 8th inning. It'll be Kemp, then Anderson, then DeWitt. Tim Hudson hanging tough, still in there. He's made 99 pitches. Here's number 100. Ball 1. Matt Kemp struck out, single to center, fly to center. Hudson with a record of 6-1, trying to win his 7th. And he falls behind 2-0. He walked 2 men in the 3rd inning. Those are the only 2 walks that he's allowed. 4 runs and 8 hits charged against him. Time for the moment. They're looking in towards home plate. I'm not sure if something was shining in there or what. And the plate umpire, Greg Gibson, says, well, what are we talking about here? I think it was Jerry Davis, who was the crew chief. Yeah, Jerry Davis apparently called time. He wants to talk to Greg Gibson. Now they're pointing at an area. Sometimes we've seen World Series games slowed up and stopped because maybe a lady had a shiny purse that caught the light. And we'll watch the plate umpire. To be honest, can't tell from up here what it was down below. There's a man with a little girl, and just don't know. But obviously something was shining, bothering Hudson. And now McCann going out to talk to Tim. And again it continues. Another meeting. And here comes Greg Gibson again. There seems to be a huddle down below us, several security people. And they want to hear from the plate umpire just what the objection is. I mean, there are so many cell phones, so many cameras. Hard to say what's, but I would assume that's what it is. Something is reflecting and bothering Tim Hudson's concentration. The only thing we can do is watch security people and see if they find the source. No idea. All right, we're going to go 2-0 the count to Matt Kemp. Ground ball, base hit into left field. So remember, Hudson gave up 3 consecutive fly balls in the 7th inning, and that's not his normal method. So if he is tiring, the ball's going to come up. And talking about coming up, here comes Bobby Cox. So Kemp singles to left, his 2nd hit. Eric O'Flaherty down in the bullpen. And Bobby on his way out there. Just thinking about it, the last trip that Bobby Cox will ever make to the mound at Dodger Stadium would be today. Tim Hudson is going to leave after 102 pitches, and the Braves continue to look back into the stands. Well, anyway, after 102, Hudson will have to come out. Eric O'Flaherty is coming in, and we'll be back. Up a base hit to Kemp, opening up the 8th inning. The umpires and some of the players still troubled as they were looking back into the stands behind home plate. 99 times out of 99, when there's a problem of reflection, it's always the hitters who are saying, you know, there's somebody out there in a lady's purse, whatever it is. But instead, this is behind home plate. But we're going to continue. And Eric O'Flaherty out of Walla Walla, Washington. Anderson bunts. McCann makes the play. So that moves Kemp to second, and Blake DeWitt followed by A.J. Ellis.
Number 33, Blake DeWitt.
So Anderson, who I'm sure has not been asked to sacrifice very much. That's first time he has sacrificed this year. And it only took him 10 years since the last one. And he got it now. Blake DeWitt. Walk, singled again. 2 for 2. O'Flaherty was originally signed by the Mariners. Ground ball to the right side. That will move the runner Kemp over to third. And the young catcher, A.J. Ellis, coming up.
Catcher, A.J. Ellis.
For O'Flaherty, with a runner at third, as we always do, we check. He has 2 wild pitches. And now let's see, Bobby is heading back out there again. He has a right-hander, Peter Moylan. So that's part of that tavern we thought it sounded like the other night in Dublin. O'Flaherty and Moylan. And Eric leaves, and Peter comes in, Bigara, and we'll be back. Peter's from Australia. He was born right outside of Perth in Attadale and lives in Vermont, Australia. Last year, he pitched 87 games and did not allow a home run. That was a major league record for most games in a season without allowing a home run. Moylan, as he comes in this year, he has worked 23 innings, and he is still not allowed one. And A.J. Ellis at the plate with a runner at third and 2 out. A strike. Ellis grounded to short, hit into a double play, and sacrifice. Moylan, 2-0. And a little pop fly, shallow center, caught on a diving effort by Melky Cabrera. That thing was off the end of the bat, and Melky's hurting a little bit as he had to make that awkward diving catch. It reminded us of the winning base hit and the dive by Chris Young of Arizona. Young couldn't catch it, and it went for a hit for Garrett Anderson, but not this time, and we're still tied 4-4. Presented by Kaiser Permanente. The first 50,000 fans to see the Dodgers and Cardinals take home their very own little Big John. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com or call 866-DODGERS. Well, one pitcher we've been looking forward to see, and we haven't seen him. We've seen Broxton, but we've not seen the left-handed side of the coin, and that would be Billy Wagner. And Wagner is up now in the Atlanta bullpen. So for Broxton in the 9th inning, Peter Moylan is due up, and they'll go to Brooks Conrad, who's appeared as a pinch hitter a couple of times. And a strike. Conrad, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs, hitting .257. Brooks appeared as a pinch hitter last night and singled. He was a pinch hitter the night before and flied to left. 0-1. Away. So Brooks Conrad, local boy from down around San Diego and lives in Spring Valley. Originally played for the Astros out of Arizona State. Ball 2-1. Conrad 5'11", 190. He'll be 30, in fact was 30 in January. came to the Braves in '09 after 1 year with the Oakland A's. 0-3. 4-4, ninth inning. Billy Wagner now has company. Johnny Venters loosening up with him. Fouled away. 3-2 to Brooks. They talk about Brooks Conrad. Among other things you might notice, no batting glove. Shades of Mark Grace or the old days when no one ever wore a batting glove. Three and two. Hard ground ball, fair ball down the line. First base umpire Rayburn had to get out of the way of it. And Conrad looks back, stops at second. He might very well have had a shot at third. So Conrad, a pinch double to right. Then you have Prado, Infante, and Hayward coming up against Broxton. Prado, infield single, grounded out, hit his 5th home run of the year in the 5th inning, and fly to center in the 6th. Dodgers look bunt because that's a brave weapon. Sure enough, there it is, and it goes foul. To repeat, the rate of success in sacrificing is best in the National League for the Braves, 15% better than the average. They're first in sacrifice hits, 43% better than the average, and they're around second total in the league in sacrifice attempts. So it's a big effort used by Bobby Cox. So Conrad at second, nobody out. Prado trying to get him over against Broxton, and Omar Infante on deck. 4-4 in the 9th. Full swing, and the count 0-2. When Broxton gets 2 strikes on the hitter, you automatically have the feeling he's done. He's walked 3 and he has struck out 37. But you have the league's leading hitter in Martin Prado batting .326. Trying to pick up Conrad from second base. 0-2. Hello, ball 1. A purpose pitch, as they call it. Now you would think after a 95-mile-an-hour fastball up and in, we'll see if he comes back with slider away or back in on the hitter again with a fastball. 1-2. Fastball with 95. Prado angry as he walks back, but he just joins a long and distinguished company. But the big thing, he went after a very bad ball. Prado, that struck out only 31 times, goes after the high pitch, strikes out, and the batter now is Infante. Infante, single to left, double to right center, scored a run, grounded to short, fly to left. So he is 2 for 4. Ninth inning, 4-4. Braves 4 runs, 10 hits. Dodgers 4 runs, 9 hits. Braves led 1-0 in the third. Dodgers tied at 1-1 in the fourth, and they each scored 3 times in the fifth. High fastball, ball 1. And another high fastball, 2-0. The Braves, a very patient hitting ball club. They've gotten 3 walks today. They lead the major leagues in walks. 2-0. And look out, Conrad to third. Ellis is a high throw, and Conrad has stolen third. So James Loney stole second on the pitcher, and Conrad steals third on Broxton. Ellis never had a chance to get him. So that changes everything now. Once you play your infield up, that makes any hitter a better hitter. And here's a .314 hitter at the plate. So that is a huge play to affect the defensive alignment. And Infante, the chance to break the tie. 2 balls, 1 strike. Foul tip. That was a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, according to the gun. 2-2. Four runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for the Braves. 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. And we're in the 9th. 1 out. Braves a runner at third. Ball 3. On deck, the 20-year-old wonderkind, Jason Hayward, who has a single for a run batted in and a walk today. He's 1 for 3. Conrad, the pinch hitter who doubled, is now at third with a stolen base. 3-2 to Omar Infante. Well, it's amazing. .96-mile-an-hour fastball right down the pipe. So both Prado and Infante come up empty-handed. And now the kid, who struck out 5 times the other night. Last night, he had a walk and a single and struck out once. And today, 1 for 3. Hitting .275. He is certainly holding his own against the best the league has. Infield is now back. The outfield is deep. And the strike. So Conrad, as a pinch hitter for Moylan, double to right, stole third. Prado and Infante have struck out. And 0-1 the count to Jason Hayward. Whoa. By the way, with all those fastballs and hard sliders, you might wonder at Broxton, he has 1 wild pitch. A lot of heat on A.J. Ellis behind the plate. 4-4. 9th inning, 2 out. Tiebreaker at third. Fastball. 1-2 the count to Jason Hayward. 10 home runs, 39 runs batted in. A lot of members of the crowd asking Broxton to put him away and strike out the side. One and two. All the way. So Hayward and Broxton battling it out. Hayward, by the way, with runners in scoring position this year and 2 out, is hitting a cool .385. 1 and 2. Broxton will be 26 on the 16th. Hayward only 20. So another case of fellas will be battling each other with the game on the line for years to come. 2 and 2. Overthrowing. Ball 3. On deck, Ryan McCann. So Broxton had him 1 and 2. Now it's 3 and 2. Big moment, big game. Jonathan Broxton strikes out the side, leaving the Braves with a runner at third. And we're heading for the bottom of the 9th inning as he blows them all away. Prado, Infante, and Hayward. That last pitch was 9. With Kemp at third base. AJ hit a little blooper, shades of the game most recently against Arizona, but this time the center fielder Melky Cabrera caught it. The other day Chris Young did not. So we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Reed Johnson, who took over in left field for Manny Ramirez, will lead it off. And Johnny Venters, the left-hander without an H in Johnny. He'll be pitching to Johnson, Furcall, and Carroll. Venters, you remember, had a 1-pitch save came in and made one pitch to strike out Russell Martin the other night and pick up the save. Fastball strike. Reed Johnson has always been a very good hitter, especially against left-handers. He's batting .301 this year, and better than that in his career. Slaps it on the ground, backhanded, a race to first. He is out. The Venters just did beat Johnson to the bag. One away.
Shortstop, number 15,
Laws had to back up and move to his right. Foot race. Venters got it. So now Rafael Furcal turns around to hit right-handed. That's how close it was. DJ Rayburn, the umpire, right there to call it. Furcal doesn't do much hitting right-handed. Right now he's hitting 200 from this side of the plate. Homered batting left-handed. That's in there. 0-2. Johnny Venters from Pikeville, Kentucky. Picked up by the Braves in 2003 in the 30th round. And that takes care of Furcal. And the batter will be Jamie Carroll. The Dodgers have used Eli, Miller, Quo, Weaver, and Broxton. The Braves have used Hudson, O'Flaherty, Moylan, and now Venters. And the Dodgers have Belisario up in the pen. Carroll grounded to second, hit back to the box, reached on Infante's error, and flied to left. Right. Johnny Venters, 25 years old, another good-looking young pitcher, working on Carroll. Venters with an earned run average of 1.2 in his 19th game. This is first year in the big leagues. He had Tommy John surgery. Undaunted, kept on moving up. He had the surgery in 2006. Then he had tendinitis in the arm in 2008. Kept battling, and here he is. Fastball, slider, curve, and change. 1-2 to Jamie. Got him. So Venters strikes out 2 of the 3. Broxton struck out the side. And we have 9 innings in the books. It's a 4-4 tie. Inning game this year are 2-2. Dodgers were down 4-1, and Rafael Portal opened up the fifth with a home run. That was followed by a hard ground ball, got away from Infante for an error. Andre Efield doubled into the right field corner, sending Carroll to third. James Loney a single to right center to drive in two and tie up the game 4-4. Broxton left Conrad at third in the ninth inning when he struck out the side. And now Ronald Belisario will pick up as the sixth Dodger pitcher. We told you the Braves are 2-2 in extra games. The Dodgers are 4-2, 3-1 in extra inning games here. Belisario will start off with Brian McCann. Hit into a double play. Fouled out twice to third and to first, and hit a monstrous home run with a man aboard in the fifth, but not this time. One away. So McCann grounding out. That'll bring up Troy Gloss. Belisario made 14 pitches last night when he came in the seventh inning. He faced Gloss, and Gloss promptly hit a home run. Troy today struck out, grounded out, double to left, fly to right. In there. We're in the 10th. San Diego won. They beat Philadelphia, so the Braves could pick up a game and be 3 in front of the Phils. Dodgers have to win to remain a half a game back of San Diego. Foul ball off his foot. Oh, 2. Loss not quite ready to get back in. And the plate umpire, Greg Gibson, wringing wet behind the plate. You see the perspiration choking through Greg's blue shirt. 0-2 to Troy Gloss. Slice foul off to the right out of play. Still 0-2. 37,944. Spending a lovely Sunday afternoon here. And the Cardinals, the first place Cardinals, will be here starting tomorrow night. In that series, Tuesday the Dodgers will see Chris Carpenter. Wednesday, Adam Wainwright. Out up the middle, behind the bag is DeWitt. Double clutches, throws him out. So Blake DeWitt, knowing that Troy Gloss, such a big man, does not run that well. And besides going behind the bag, making a sliding stop, he had a kind of double clutch, still got him. 2 down, 10th inning. Gregor Blanco will come up. Remember, he took over in left field for Eric Hinsky. Blanco just recently joined the club. He's from Caracas in Venezuela. He is 2 for 2, so he is hitting 1,000. He started playing organized ball at the age of 4 in the Venezuelan kiddie league, I guess you'd call it. 2-0. Blanco says that he used to like to rollerblade a lot, and he thinks he got his speed from that. When he was 12 or 13, he raced. Right now, he's out in front in the count, 3-0. So Belisario got 2 out. He has Yunel Escobar on deck. And he's fallen behind 3-0 to Gregor Blanco. In there. First name Gregor, Gregor. Sounds like a character in a Tolstoy book. But as we said, he's from Venezuela. And ball 4. So Belisario, a 2-out walk. Escobar flied to center, single to left, grounded to second, and walked. So Escobar 1 for 3. In the series, he's been terrific. 8 for 15, bringing his average up to 247. Well, the rollerblade kid is over there at first. He is 1 for 1 in stolen bases. They might run him. Ball 1. So Belisario having a little trouble finding the strike zone after getting McCann and Gloss. 1-0 the count to Yunel Escobar with Melky Cabrera on deck. Fastball, and that's going to wind into right field. Stopping at second, not going to run on Ethier. So with 2 out, the Braves rally, a walk and a single. And now Melky Cabrera coming up.
Melky Cabrera.
Cabrera going all the way in center field. Single to left, fly to center, hop to short, lined out to DeWitt at second. So Melky is 1 for 4. Cabrera hitting .228. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Cabrera hitting .247 left, 193 right. Dodgers just did get off the hook in the 9th inning. Braves threaten again in the 10th. That's to the backstop. And now on the wild pitch, runners move up to second and third. So a big wild pitch. The Braves, who left a runner at third in the 9th, now have runners at second and third. Rick Honeycutt going out to talk to Belisario. That was his second wild pitch. Nate McLeod, center fielder who played center field the first 3 games, is out on deck as a pinch hitter perhaps for Johnny Ventures. But he has to wait on the disposition of Melky Cabrera. Interesting looking back at the 9th inning when Conrad was at third. The Braves were number 1 in the league in scoring a runner from third with less than 2 out. That's how effective Broxton was to strike out Prado, Infante, and Hayward. 1-1 the count to Cabrera. Fastball hit in the air, foul, slicing down the line, back into the crowd. Trio of Dodgers down to take a look. Reed Johnson, along with Jamie Carroll, Rafael Furcal. So 1-2 the count to Melky Cabrera. 2-2. So the deuces are certainly wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, and 2 on at second and third. Melky, M-E-L-K-Y, from the Dominican Republic. Trying to get Blanco and Escobar home. And ball 3. So Nate McLeod out on deck. And McLeod has really been fighting it. The on-deck hitter is only batting 177. Getting about a $110 on the road. So 3-2 with first base open. So Cabrera strikes out. In the 9th inning, they left Conrad. In the 10th inning, they leave runners at second and third. And we go to the bottom of the 10th, 4-4. Tie. It'll be Andre Ethier, James Loney, and Matt Kemp. Belisario wiggling off a hook. Made 18 pitches and got away with it. So now here comes Ethier against Johnny Venters. Venters, a rookie for sure. He first came up the middle of April against Colorado. So Johnny in this 4-4 tie. Ethier grounded out twice, double to right, fly to left. Check swing, no swing, ball 1. We mentioned Colorado. Ubaldo Jimenez needed a little help from Manny Corpus. Line drive caught by Gloss. Nice play by the big first baseman. 1 away.
For the Dodgers, first baseman, number 7,
Ubaldo,
James Loney.
by winning that game today, 11-1. He won 3-2 with help from Corpus. What a start. James Loney grounded out, single to left, had an even bigger single to center in the 5th inning to drive in 2 and tie up the game. He also stole his 8th base of the year, and then last time up, flied to left. Venters hits 94 on the gun. So Johnny can bring it. No balls, 1 strike. Another strike. So Loney in the hole. On deck, Matt Kemp. After Kemp comes Belisario's spot, and Ramon Troncoso is warming up. 1-2 to James Loney. 2 for 4, 35 RBIs. Fastball fouled away. Hudson, O'Flaherty, Moylan, and now Venters. The Dodgers, Eli, Miller, Quo, Weaver, Broxton, Belisario, and they're heating up Troncoso. One and two. Curveball, or at least an attempt at a breaking ball, but it missed. 2 and 2. Waiting on deck, Matt Kemp. Fastball inside, and down he goes. More ways than one. So Loney strikes out, and we have 2 out in the 10th inning. Pitches in there, and that awkward swing, and he went down like a folding chair, and I think maybe embarrassed and wanted to leave the scene. So now Matt Kemp struck out, single to center, fly to center, single to left. Dodgers left him at third in the 8th inning. Ball 1. Dodgers had never seen Venters before this series. Fouled away. 1 and 1. Russell Martin is out on deck, 2 down. He would hit for Belisario. 1 and 1. Ball 2. We talked about Johnny Venters having a 1-pitch save. That's when he came in after Takashi Saito pulled a hamstring. And he had to inherit a no-ball 2-strike count against Russell Martin. Threw a slider down and away and struck Martin out. And on that 1 pitch, he received credit for a save. And Russell waits for a second shot. 2 and 2. Fouled away. Fastballs at 94. Down and away on the outside part of the plate. $37,944 spending the afternoon with us. Cardinals here tomorrow night. 2 and 2. Fastball got him. Boy, the relief pitching has been brilliant. So Johnny Venters strikes out Kemp, and we go to the 11th inning, 4-4. and a strike. McLeod really struggling. Came into these series hitting 111 on the road. He's hitting 177. 3 home runs, 14 runs batted in. That's a strike. McLeod had a double, 1 for 4 in the first game, 0 for 4 in the second game, so 1 for 8. And 1 hit last night, 2 for 11. Fly ball to left field and shallow. Reed Johnson is there. So McLeod for fly ball, down he goes. 1 out, and Martin Prado coming up. Prado, infield single, grounded to short, homered, flied to center, and after trying to bunt, struck out in the 9th inning against Broxton. And that's ball 1. One and 0. That's in there. Prado 2 for 4. And on the corner. 1 and 2. Struck out against Broxton in the 9th inning on a fastball up over his shoulders, and I think he was angrier at going after the bad ball than anything else. And line drive, base hit. Boy, he has really been an impressive hitter in this series. 2 singles and a home run today. And the batter will be Omar Infante. So now, if you've been following the Braves, you're immediately thinking, well, they're going to ask Infante to bunt. That's been their style. Well, we'll see. Infante does not have a sacrifice. So Prado at first, 1 out in the 11th. 4-4. Breeze blowing from left to right. Shows bunt. Strike 1. Infante looks down to Brian Snitker. Kind of gestured quickly with his left hand as if to say, well, what do you think? Belisario in pitching the 10th inning. Left runners at second and third. Made 18 pitches. Now he has a runner at first with 1 out. Prado has 1 stolen base, but he's been caught 3 times. Time. Oh and 1. Fouled off. 0 and 2 to Omar Infante. Infante, in looking at his year's work, had some big numbers from the 4th inning through the 6th inning. 2nd and or 3rd at bats. Now he's in a hole 0 and 2. This year, when the pitcher's ahead in the count, Infante's hitting 195. When he's ahead or even in the count, he's hitting 379. Big difference. 0 and 2. And no swing. 1 and 2, the count to Omar. You have 1 out, Prado at first. 4-4 in the 11th. Two and 2. So now he's battled from 0 and 2 to 2 and 2. That makes him statistically anyway, based on past performance, a much tougher hitter. 2-2. There goes the runner. Fly ball to right field. Ethier right there. Has a chance, but scurrying back is Prado. So with 2 down, here comes Jason Hayward again. And remember the battle in the 9th inning with a runner at third and 2 out? It was a 7-pitch at-bat. Broxton and the Wunderkind. Fastball, almost a wild pitch. Swinging at a pitch in the dirt. One fastball after another. Almost a wild pitch again. And got him on the last one. That was 98 miles an hour on that last fastball. So here he is again. Now facing Belisario. He has 1 hit, single to right field to drive in a run in the 3rd inning. Fly to center, single to right, walk, fly to center, struck out. The 1 for 4 with a walk, hitting in the 270s, both against left and right. Remember the other night, his first game here, it was his 2nd game. He went 0 for 3 in the first game, then struck out 5 times. He has struck out 7 times in the series. Hayward, 10 home runs, 39 runs batted in. One and 2. He'll be 21 years old the 9th of August. There goes the runner. See you later. The Hayward strikes out again, checking with a plate umpire to see if he swung at a strike. No runs, a hit, a man left, and at the end of 10 and a half, a 4-4 tie. Bottom of the 11th inning, Jesse Chavez coming out of the pen for Atlanta, and the first man to face him will be Russell Martin, who will bat now for Ronald Belisario. So Jesse, who had pitched earlier in the series, we'll take a second look at him. Martin is 1 for 4 as a pinch hitter this year. Ball 1. Jesse from Victorville and Riverside went to Riverside Community College, originally drafted by the Rangers. 6'2", about 175. Made it to the Pirates in 08. 2-0. And 3-0. Jesse was originally drafted by the Cubs out of high school, but instead he went to Riverside Community College. Then the Rangers finally got him, and here he is with the Braves after having spent 2 years with the Pirates. And ball 4. So the Dodgers now get their first base runner since Kemp singled in the 8th inning. And it's Martin with the walk. Blake DeWitt will be followed by A.J. Ellis. The Dodgers have already used Ronnie Belliard and Manny Ramirez. DeWitt walked, singled twice, grounded out, 2 for 3, shows bunt, but only for a split second. Last year, left-handers hit .228, right-handers hit .299 against Chavez. Jesse basically fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. The bunt is down, the bunt is foul. 0-1. So Martin, who walked as a pinch hitter at first, nobody out in the 11. 4-4, 4 runs, 12 hits for the Braves, 4 runs, 9 hits for the Dodgers. Pitch out. So just in case the Dodgers were thinking about bunt and run, Braves call pitch out, 1-1, and DeWitt looking down to Larry Bowa. On deck, A.J. Ellis. Martin held on by Gloss. 1-1. The bunt down, fielding it at third, Infante. So the sacrifice works. So DeWitt moves Martin into scoring position, and with 1 out, A.J. Ellis, and then Reed Johnson. Remember, Johnson bats 9th. Ellis grounded to short, hit into a double play, sacrificed, and then hit that little blooper into center. And Melky Cabrera made the diving catch, or the game would have ended. So Martin at second, and Ellis trying to pick him up. The backup catcher trying to pick up the regular catcher and win it. 0-1. Ellis is 6'3", so he gives you a pretty good strike zone. 6'3", 230. He's from Cape Girardeau in Missouri, but lives in Kentucky now. Went to school at Austin Pay. He has a brother who's in the Arizona organization. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-2. At Albuquerque last year, Ellis hit .311. They're really keeping an eye on him in that year. No power at Albuquerque, no home runs, 38 runs batted in. He has not had a home run since he played in Las Vegas in '08. And a base hit into left center. Charging the ball is Blanco. Here comes Martin to score. And the Dodgers win it 5-4 on a base hit by the new daddy, A.J. Ellis. For the Dodgers to win it, 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors. For the Braves, 4 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors. The Phillies won, so they are now 1 game behind Atlanta. The Dodgers and the Padres each win, so the Dodgers remain a half a game behind the Padres. The Braves now go to Arizona, and the Dodgers dig in for the first place St. Louis Cardinals, starting Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights. Great finish for the Dodgers. We're down 4-1. Scrambled for 3 in the bottom of the 5th inning to tie it up. Got out of some ticklish situation. A runner at third and nobody out in the 9th inning. They had runners at second, third. Did the Braves in the 10th inning with 2 out. But the Dodgers wiggled off the hook 1 inning after another. And now in the 11th inning, A.J. Ellis, a base hit to win the game. That'll do it. And right now, good afternoon, everybody.
Dodger Stadium. You see the starting catcher out there, you got to bring him home. Take me through the at-bat.
You know, that guy, I know Jesse's got a really good arm and just being really aggressive on a fastball. And, you know, fortunately, he kind of left the curveball, the last pitch, over the middle of the plate, and I was able to put a good swing on it.
How important was it to pull this off versus this club? I mean, you two are the hottest teams in the National League. This is just a big series. I know we're sitting here early June, but this stuff counts.
Yeah, that's a great team over there. They're well-balanced, great pitching. But, you know, we're a good team, too. So it was a good test for us. You know, after last night, our goal was to get a split, and we were able to get that done today.
Right, what's been going on in this last week? Got 4 walk-offs, something in the water, something Joe said. Share it with the rest of us.
Well, I think if we had our way, we'd rather be winning coming into the 9th and we get the ball to Broxton. But, hey, you know, we got a great bullpen. If they can put zeros up for us and keep giving us chances, we like our chances then.
All right, go celebrate.
All right.
We didn't need another inning out of you. Congratulations as the Dodgers take it another walk-off victory. And we have more Dodgers Live coming at you from a happy clubhouse right after this.